Hey everyone, it is Melissa here from Sincerely Creative Mom. We're going to make a bow wreath. So it's going to be all bows and it's going to be super, super cool. We're starting off with a 14-inch frame from the Dollar Tree and we're going to use 6 twist ties. Just 6. It's all this needs because it's going to be all bows. So we're going to take, I'm using lime green here just simply because number one, you're not going to see the pipe cleaners in the end. And number two, I just want it to be easier for you to see where we're going to put them. So we're going to start off with, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rings. And we have 6 of these brackets. So we're going to start off on ring 2 and 3, right where the brackets are. And we're just going to put them underneath. So I come in on the right side between ring 3 and 4. And then I come out on the left side of that bracket between ring 1 and 2. So I'm just going to grab those 2 rings, just like this, okay? I'm going to do that all the way around. But I've gone ahead and made our steps go a little bit faster. So although you will put those all the way around, I'll already have that done for us, okay? So we have, again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and they're right where I said, between on ring 2 and 3, right where the bracket is. So the next step is to have 10-inch wide mesh. This is just deco mesh. I cut it with a rotary cutter on our self-healing mat, and so I have a nice crisp cut there. I cut it 20 inches long, so it's 10 inches wide, 20 inches long. This is just going to act as a nice base underneath here to support our bows. So we're going to take our mesh, kind of coil it under. See how it's coiled under there? And I'm going to just ruffle as best I can right up the center, keeping that center just as small as I possibly can. Not really an accordion, but just smushing it together, kind of ruffling it. And then when I let go, sorry, when I let go, it spreads apart just like that. Nice coverage there. So I'm going to come right down on our pipe cleaner, put it all the way down to the pipe cleaner, and then twist, crisscross, twist, twist. So from here, I want to keep this as flat as possible so that the bow has enough room to kind of spread out and just lay there. This is going to support the bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to overlap these ends here so that stays kind of flat. And I'm going to overlap this end here also known as the pancake ruffle. If those of you follow me know I do a really thin ruffle wreath for between the doors. So we have a nice big round but flat like a pancake, okay? We're going to do that on each of the pipe cleaners exactly the same way we did this one. And if you're guessing, yes, I already did that ahead of time so that we'd save a little bit of time. So here we are, just this exact thing on each of the pipe cleaners, all right? So then what we're going to do is we're going to make a bow, and we're going to do this together. Still leaving that green pipe cleaner there. It's going to be fine. You're not going to see it. In the end, I promise you're not going to see it. I have super bad carpal tunnel, so we're going to use our Easy Bow Maker to help hold our ribbon in between. I'm going to do now the only measurements that really matter on a bow is the bottom. The bottom measurement tells you how big that bow is going to be at the base. And then your job is to make that bow get smaller as you go up. So I do things a little bit different, and everybody makes bows very different. They're all fine. So I start with a 7-inch loop or 7-inch tail and a 6-inch loop. Okay. Now from there, I'm gonna pinch and gather it, pleat it, whatever you want to call it, so you have a tail and a nice big loop. Now this is a bad example because the ribbon is the same on both sides. But technically you can see the stitching a little bit more on the back than you can on the front. But anyways, I'll always make sure to twist my ribbon so that you can always see the front side of that ribbon when you're making your bow. So in other words, I want the top here, all the top loops, I want to be the top of that ribbon. You'll see a little bit better on, I think, the last ribbon. Twist and loop. So this bow will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Each layer is going to have 3 loops. So 1, 2, 3 loops, and it's going to have 2 tails. We're going to cut this one off. So every layer is going to be the same. It's just going to get a little smaller, a little smaller, a little smaller. So 1 loop, 2 loops, 2 tails. Now every layer is also going to be flip-flop. So the next layer, the 2 loops will be on this side, and I'll show you what we do here. So I'm just going to slide this in. Does all my work for me because I have those bad hands. I'm going to take our next floral, okay, also roughly 7 inches, and this is going to be not quite 6 inches, so it's going to be a little less than 6 inches, just a little less than 6 inches, a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing, pinch, pull it back here, twist. Loops to the back is just not as, you can see that very clearly. It's just not as bright, right? And I don't want to see that on the top of my bow here. So I want to make sure I'm always twisting. So just like right now, I can't just bring that up and have the loop because it's the back side of it. So I want to twist that ribbon so I can see the front. Gather it, twist. Now, here's what I mean. We have the 2 loops here. Remember, the 2 loops are over here. So these 2 loops are going to go on this side. So I'm just going to slide that in there. This, the Easy Bow Maker, is very nice because not only does it hold it for me, but it also keeps the center of that bow, that stack, nice and tight, right on top of each other. Again with the 7 inches. Now I do 7 inches on the tails every time just because we can cut those smaller. Once the bow is in, it's fluffed out, we can cut those as long or short as we want them to. It's the loops we're really paying attention to. And this time, so it was start at 6, then we were about 5 3/4. Now we're about 5 1/4, okay? It's just getting a little bit smaller every time we go. Pull them apart, twist it, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist. I'm going to cut this off here. Now, here's the 2 loops, right? So I'm going to put the tails, the 2 tails and the two loops over here, and the tails on this side. So I'm just going to make sure every time that I'm altering those loops. Okay, solid blue coming in to pull that blue right out of that ribbon here. It's going to be really cute. The 7, and then this is going to be about 5. Y'all, all this ribbon actually came from Sam's Club. If you're looking for anything regarding Sincerely Creative Mom, you can check out melslinks.com. M-E-L-S links, L-I-N-K-S, just the way it's supposed to be. melslinks.com. It'll bring you to all the classes we have available, our blog, our website, our Etsy shop, all those things. Okay, tails. So the tails are going to go on the other side. If you haven't already yet, please make sure that you're following us on Facebook, on YouTube, all the places so that you can get all of our videos. This is going to be, again, 7 inches. However, the next step is going to be about 3 inches. So I always use a center loop to hide our pipe cleaner. It's just a nice center for the bow. I like it that way, but it's not going to count against our 3 loops. So we have 3, our 1 loop. We're still going to do 3. So twist it, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop. And then because we had that extra loop on the top, now our tails are going to be one on each side, but we still have those 2 loops on one particular side. Here's the 2 loops here, so I'm going to put these 2 loops over on this side. Now our easy bow maker is very nice and secure, nice and tight. What I'm going to do while it's in there, I'm going to take our ribbons and cut off the edges. So I'm just folding that ribbon and cutting on the fold up towards the edge to make a real pretty kind of V shape. And while it is in that easy bow maker, it's real easy to do while it's in there nice and secure. And do the same thing over here. Watch your fingers with the world's sharpest scissors. And that bottom one is done. Okay, so from here, I'm going to lift this up. I just pounded in these pegs before we went live, or before I started recording. So that's nice and secure in there. All right, so you can see nice stack here, one ribbon on top of the other. You can see it going down real perfect. It's going to make for when we put it into the pipe cleaner, it's going to make for the bow to really, or the ribbon to really be able to pull and put it in place exactly where we want it. So I'm going to get rid of that. Put this right down in here. Right down in that pipe cleaner, in that bright green pipe cleaner. Bring that pipe cleaner right up to the top. Nice and tight. Crisscross. Twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it. We're going to keep that there and then just hide that pipe cleaner. Just going to hide it so it goes underneath there. Then I'm going to take our center. Remember I said that's going to, its job is to hide that bright green, Let's zoom in so y'all can see. There we go. All right. So this is all about pattern, right? It's about pattern. It's about not keeping 2 ribbons touching. So I'm going to pull that up nice and tight. And once that bow is all fluffed out, you won't be able to even see it from the side. But look how easy that was to hide that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start from the bottom and work our way to the top. I'm going to take those purples, that's our bottom layer, spread them out, and then the loop goes in the center. And then remember we had, so this side it was the 1 loop and then the 2 loops. So we're going to take those 2 loops. Let's just flip that over for a second. Take those 2 loops and put it in between those purples. So now we have purple, floral, purple, floral, purple. We're going to do the same thing to the plaid. Now forget the purple there. Now we want the plaid to be on each side of the floral. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to put this in the center. And I'm going to put this one over here. Okay, so now we have plaid, floral, plaid, floral, plaid. Now we're going to do the blue. If you're noticing, the same thing. We're going to put that in between plaid, blue, plaid, blue, plaid. Now we have that adorable, this is my favorite ribbon this year for sure. It's going to go floral, blue, and we're going to bring that other floral from the other side over there. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side, okay? Starting with that bottom layer, move those purples out. Now we have purple, purple, because we're working on that first layer. Oopsie, let me move you out here. There we go. So I'm going to need that floral to go between those 2 purples and the floral to go between the 2 purples over here. And I'm just going to do that same thing. Move those ribbons exactly where they need to be. And fluff that bow all the way out. Perk it up nice and pretty. Now if you guessed it, just like the other steps, we have our final product all the way down. So we're not going to do all of those bows together. Just like that. Now, you see the green wire, the green pipe cleaner was still there. You can't see it at all. I'll bring it up close so you can see, but you can't see it at all. Cannot see it. Okay? Cannot see it. Let me just see. You can't see it. You really can't see it at all. So, this exact same thing that we did here, you're going to do on every single pipe cleaner. Wait till you see the final product. It's so pretty. And I have one right here for us. So that mesh is going to support those bows. Look at how pretty, how big. This is the exact same frame. It's the exact same mesh. It's the exact same number of pipe cleaners. The bow is the same, starting with the same 7-inch tail, 6-inch loop. We just have 6 of them on this. It is so pretty, and I totally love it. Y'all, I hope that you are inspired there by this video. I hope that you are subscribed and following us and all those things. I am Melissa from Sincerely Creative Mom. A lot of my friends call me Coach Mel or Coach Melissa. You can call me that too. If you like this and you are going to make one, I'd love, love, love to see pictures of it. You can always text me pictures or post it here on the post, wherever you're seeing it. I'd love to see you. If you're looking for anything related, Sincerely Creative Mom, you can go to Mel's Links, MELSLINKS.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.